Okay, so you want to learn how to sew, but you're scared. You don't know where to start. You don't know what tools you need. You don't know anything about it, but it's always been intriguing. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should start sewing now. Not yesterday. You should start sewing now. And I'm going to give you the tips and tricks on how you can make that happen. So stay tuned. Let's just say that you've got your favorite shirt. Somebody gave it to you as a gift, and say that you were playing with your dog just a little too hard. You're playing a little too hard, and now there's a little hole in it, a little scratch. Now, it could be to where, oh no, this shirt is ruined. There's no way that I could ever wear it. Or if you had the skills that you could do to where you could fix it, and you could save it and keep wearing it for, the next 10 years or however long that it stays. Wouldn't that be a good option? I feel like that would be a good option. So having the basic skills to do hand sewing is something that can definitely get you started on your sewing journey. Now, it's easy to start. You only need a few tools if you really want to learn the basics of sewing. They sell those little sewing kits at drugstores and things like that, that you can get. It has little tiny spools of thread, a needle, it has a threader, there's little tiny scissors. I do recommend getting something better than those scissors in there, but any scissors will work. But yeah, you can get one of those little kits and just practice and just start. One thing is, most people think about sewing and they think about sewing on a machine. I have 3 sewing machines. I only bought one of those. The only one that I bought was my serger. And that was something to where I waffled back and forth for years on it. And I saw it on sale and I just went for it. So, but yeah, when most people think about sewing, they think about, oh, I've got to have this giant machine. Which machine do you buy? They cost like $400, blah, 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 blah. Again, it's not that serious. It's really not that serious. But if you're an absolute beginner and you don't know anything about anything, I honestly would recommend that you try hand sewing something first. Because what you can do is, with hand sewing, you can practice. There's a lot of little micro lessons that you can learn with hand sewing. It's also fun because if you learn the basics of hand sewing, like piecing things together, you could also broaden your horizons and you could get into something like embroidery or cross stitch or things like that, because essentially that is hand sewing, but you're just doing different techniques. But yeah, as far as hand sewing would be the way that I would think that is the best to kind of introduce yourself to it. Now, if you just want to go hard and you want to go balls to the wall and you want to be like, I'm going to get a sewing machine, my recommendation on getting a machine, I've noticed a lot of times people are like, hey, which machine should I get? Should I get a Singer Heavy Duty, or should I get a Juki Badoom Badoom, or should I get this? No, basically, I think that you should either find one very cheap on on Marketplace or at a thrift store or a hand-me-down. The first machine that you get should be just the first one you can get your hands on. Now, make sure it's in working condition, obviously. But if it's working, then that's all you really need. Now, once you get that machine, whatever it is, you are going to want to find the manual. And I cannot stress this enough. You have got to find the manual for the machine. Most of the time, it's not going to come with it. My first machine did not come with a manual. It came with a bunch of parts that didn't even go to this machine. They went to a different sewing machine. So I had to figure that out. But I did find the manual somewhere online. It was deep down and I had to really look. But if you look up the model number and the brand, you should be able to find it, because you want to get very familiar. Every machine is different with the way that it's threaded, the way that you wind the bobbin, sizes of things like that. So you just want to get very, 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 very familiar with the instructions of the machine if you go in that route. But either way that you do choose to go, hand sewing or machine sewing, one of the things that I just enjoy about it the most is I love to be able to take nothing, literally nothing, and turn it into something. It's just something about being able to take two pieces of just material. Like I can take, these two pieces of material, I can sew them together. Now I have a square. And now if I just make a bunch of these, take a bunch of these and I sew them together, then I've got a blanket. What? Or if I take some of these and I put them into different shapes, then I've got a teddy bear. Or if I take two pieces of fabric and I put them in a different shape, I've got a t-shirt. And that's something that I made with my own hands. And I just think that that's the coolest thing. And that's why I made this channel, is because I think that everybody should learn how, a little bit of it. You can do amazing things with just the basic skills of sewing. And I think it's also interesting too, because I've introduced myself to the Inperson Market, and I've had so many people come up to me and say that they were so thankful that somebody in my age range is actually still doing the craft. I'm gonna be 41 in a few weeks. I've had so many ladies and people come up to my booth and they're just like, I'm so glad that somebody your age is doing it. And that makes me feel nice, because I'm just like, yeah, I love doing it. I could do it all day, every day if I could, but that's the dream, right? That's the dream. But yeah, another thing too that I've really been big with the upcycling is just trying to save garments and save fabrics from the landfill. I basically go to thrift stores to source 99% of my materials, because everybody's like, oh, just donate it. 85% of textiles that get donated go to the landfill, and I'm trying to do my part to make it better and to try to take some of that from landfills. So upcycling is a great way to practice your skills as well. Upcycling is basically taking something that exists, like clothing, fabric, things like that, and turning it into something else. Like say that you've got a shirt or like some pants that might be unusable, unmendable. What you could do is you could deconstruct those pants and turn them into a tote bag. Or if you had some jeans that were just out of, they weren't able to be repaired, you could turn that into an apron. But that's the premise of upcycling, is taking something and making it into something new. And that has been one of the largest focuses of my little side hustle, businessy Festina's Place thing. I do plan on continuing with the upcycling, making new videos with all sorts of different ideas. So stay tuned to my channel. Hit that subscribe button if you would like to continue to watch the journey unfold. I feel like everybody should learn this skill, and I'm going to do my best to continue putting out content and videos that will help everybody, even the absolute beginner up to somebody that may be more advanced and just needs a refresher. I'm going to do my best to put out content and videos that will help everybody. So let me know if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see in the comments. If you got this far in the video, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.